Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today our first topic in year 7 and it's gonna be about integers. As you see, what you have studied before is what we call it whole numbers, and this whole numbers that we can count using our hand, including the 0 after that. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So what about integers? The problem here, when I say I got $5, so I just write $5 as you see. But what about if I lost $5? So I can't write $5 again. It's not a good idea. So we add here what we call a negative. So it means I lost $5. Here is I got $5 more, but here is I lost $5. 5 and 5, or 5 and negative 5, we call it opposite to each other. So I could say that negative 5 is opposite to 5, or 5 is opposite to negative 5. What does the mean of opposite? If you look here at 2 and negative 2 here, they are the same distance from 0. Let's look here. 1, 2, so it has 2 steps from 2 to 0, and if you look from negative 2 to 0, it's easier 2 steps. So this is opposite to each other. So like the mirror. If we look at the mirror, this pen is the same distance from the mirror and from the mirror to image. So like, axisymmetry and reflection mirror and so on. And by the way, these topics also we're gonna study together later. But this is what we mean the opposite. So the opposite, it means the same distance from 0 to a number. So when I say the opposite of 5, it means there are 5 steps from 5 to 0, the same from 0 to negative 5. So 0 in the middle. When we go to the right hand, we increase, we're getting more numbers in positive area. It means it becomes bigger and bigger. But when we move to this left side, it becomes smaller, maybe negative billion, negative millions, billions, trillions. But these numbers are so small to us. So whatever we move to the right side, it becomes bigger. Whatever we move to the left side, it becomes smaller. So according to this, let's look at this compare. If I say something like negative 4 and negative 5, what do you think? Which one is bigger than the other? Of course, negative 4, because negative 4 is near to 0 than negative 5, so it becomes bigger. It's not only about 0, we're here talking about 0 because, as you know, 0 is bigger than any negative number, of course, because 0 in the middle, so all negative numbers in this side, so all of negative numbers is smaller than the 0, and 0 is the smallest of all positive numbers. And because of that, we mentioned, and you know this info before, 0 is not positive or negative because it's in the middle. So according to this, let's try to solve another one. When I say negative 6 and negative 1, of course, negative 1 is near to 0 than negative 6, so negative 1 is bigger, of course. Let's try something else. If we have here a problem about we need to order from smallest to greatest. So when I have some like negative 1, negative 5, 0, 1, and 2, and let's say negative 3. What do you think here? Which one could be the smallest? What I'm thinking of, I have the number line here, 0 in the middle. When I go to the negative area, becomes deep and deep and deep, I become smaller, smaller, smaller. And when I move to 0, I becomes bigger, and from 0 to all positive area and become bigger and bigger and bigger. Like a stairs, if you think about. Negatives, when you are away, it means very smaller, becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it arrives to 0, 0 in the middle area, and then from 0 to positive area becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So according to this, if you remember together the number line here, as you see, so negative 3 is smaller than negative 2, smaller than negative 1, and so on, and 0 in the middle. So according to this, if we look at this one, which one is the greatest number or the biggest number but negative, it's negative 5. So this means this is the smaller one, or the least one. What's after? Yes, negative 3, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, this is about how we compare two numbers or order some numbers. What about the absolute? We have something here called the absolute value. What is the absolute value? Absolute value here means distance. It's a distance between, very important, it's distance between any number you'd like or you're talking about and 0. The distance between any number and 0. So when I talk about the absolute of negative 7, what do you think? Yes, the distance between negative 7 to 0 in the middle here, we're gonna move as 7 steps, so it means 7. So when I say what is the absolute of negative 6, it's gonna be 6. What is the absolute of 1? It's gonna be 1, and so on. So it's just the distance between 0 and a number, we call it absolute value. And you have absolute value in calculator. If you're gonna use it, it's okay. You can find the word abs, or just you will find this symbol. This is for absolute. Whatever number here, it will get out by positive. And why is gonna be getting out by positive? Because any distance is positive. So thank you for watching this first lesson here, and in next lesson just gonna be more and more exercise about this topic until you understand it very well. So thank you.